Okay, fruits. Am I allowed to have them or not? All right, well, to be honest, we're gonna, not totally disallow fruits here, but I'm gonna deter you from them a little bit because they're high in sugar. And, to be honest with you, I realize that we're gonna want some fruits in the plan. That's where the berries come in, okay? So I'm gonna read this off real quick. But whether you're dieting or not, okay, any fruit is better than none. All right. So the truth is fruit's very good for you. After all, every fruit, high sugar or not, has at least some nutritional value, and they're all better for you and your waistline than a pint of beer, for example. Okay. Generally speaking, we should eat more fruit, not less. Okay. I want to make that very clear. All right. Fruit's healthy for you. If you're wondering whether to grab an apple or a banana, though, below are like three high sugar fruits that we're going to try to avoid. And then there's some more ideal options that I think you can say yes to. Okay, so it's like, what are the yeses and nos of fruits? And if I give you three yeses of fruits, let's stick to those on the grocery list for this anti-inflammatory diet reset. Okay, now let's talk about the yeses first. Okay, berries, apples, and grapefruits all make the yes list. Okay, berries are small, sweet, packed with nutrients. Okay, total superfood. All right, and we can go over some numbers here, and it's in the document if you want to look closer. But it's so easy to throw a handful of berries on some plain Greek yogurt and make a really good meal. And it's a balanced, carbon protein ratio that way. And that berries have a lot of antioxidants and are super great for anti-inflammatory purposes. Okay, and if you get into the numbers, they're high in fiber and fairly low in calories. Okay, yes, they have some sugar, but they're very high in fiber and ultimately low in calories. Now, apples are generally speaking kind of low on the glycemic index, okay, but they are sweet. And they take a little longer to digest compared to like a banana, for example, okay, which is going to make your body work and it's just more thermogenic and better for you, okay. Generally speaking, you could add a little peanut butter, which will give you a little bit of protein and a significant amount of fat to some apple slices and have a pretty balanced meal right there and feel very satisfied with that one piece of fruit that has all these benefits to it. Now, grapefruit is another yes, and it has, generally speaking, less calories and a, a little bit lower glycemic index, okay, than even an apple, for example, is what I was going to say. So it boils down to we've got like a glycemic index of 25, which is very low, and apple's glycemic index is 28, okay, so it's even lower than that, which means it's going to not have a huge spike to it. Okay, now if you compare the no fruits on this list over here, watermelon, bananas, and oranges, to the yeses, what you'll see is significantly higher glycemic index spikes from the nose. Okay, generally speaking, they're just much higher in sugar and much lower in fiber than the yes options. Okay, that's the biggest difference. Okay, but go ahead and check out the actual captions here if you want to get into the numbers sort of thing. But there's some proof there about calories versus fiber and the actual amount of sugar in each. And the GI means glycemic index, and that is a big factor here for this anti-inflammatory diet. We want to reduce the risk of diabetes. So that's what the fruits on the yes side is going to do for us versus the fruits on the no.